Welcome to Loving God and Loving Life. We're in 2 Thessalonians Chapter 1. In this new book of Thessalonians, Paul is mainly addressing the second return of Christ because this church had grown very confused on the topic. It is true, Jesus Christ is coming back, but this church had gotten some things messed up in their heads, and they were really confused about this second return. But in this first chapter, the theme is that at the second coming, that Jesus will take vengeance upon the ungodly. Now, I've heard that explained before, and people read that Jesus is going to take vengeance on the ungodly, and they make it sound like everybody who doesn't have the faith that we have, God is ticked at them. And the way they make it sound, there's even people who've never even heard of Jesus before, and God is just wiping them out, and that. I don't think they're being honest about the truth of this chapter. What is he really saying? No, absolutely, there is real wrath of God. Make no mistake about it. And he absolutely is saying that at the second return that he's taking vengeance. But who are these ungodly? Is that just everybody who doesn't believe? Is that what he's saying? Well, notice in the 6th verse, he says, he will pay back trouble to those who trouble you. The truth is, this church had been experiencing some persecution. There were a very small minority of the, quote, unbelievers. Some of them were angrily attacking the church. This church had some people who probably were in jail. Maybe they'd even had some people killed at the hands of a few protagonists. Friends, that's what Paul is addressing here. He's saying these people who are troubling you, that's not everybody out there, but there are people. By the way, is that everybody's response? That those who do not, they hear the truth of Jesus and they don't immediately accept it. Is that everybody's response? Everybody is immediately toxic and angry and attacking. No, that's not most people's response, is it? But there is evil in this world. There are Hitlers in this world, that their reaction is violent. And God is what he's addressing here that's what he's talking about. There is legitimate evil that he's dealing with it now, and he's going to deal with it for sure at his second return. I'm just making the point. Let's just be careful. I don't honestly know exactly how judgment plays out. But what I do know is what Jesus is talking about here is, those who legitimately are going to fight God. And quite honestly, those people who are fighting against these Christians, they were the people who were fighting against God even before Paul ever came to town. There is evil in this world, and God does crush it. And we're thankful for that. Friends, let's pray that God is going to use our lives to continue to spread his word, even in the midst of a world that isn't always wide open to him. God, today, send us one person to share your love with. Let's never forget, friends, that loving God is the only way to love your life.